Hey everyone, it's Grakef again. We're back for our third mission. So we've had two successful WAC Corporal launches. We passed the Carmen line. Unfortunately, we didn't have the mission for that. So we're going to go ahead and grab that at this time. As well as we're going to take a look at now all the myriad of sounding rocket ones that have opened up for us. So our first altitude one is to try and get past where we've got before, and that's 120 kilometers. It also opens up these sounding rockets where we take up a payload. So the first ones are pretty easy. They only require about 20 units with varying heights. So the easy one is 20 units to 50,000 meters, and so or 50 kilometers. And so that's well achievable with even the basic WAC Corporal. We don't even need a kick booster. This one would be a little bit harder because we barely reached the 100K, and then if we add 20 units of dead weight, it's going to make it a little bit harder. But we're going to go through and fix that by adding an A4 to the bottom of our rocket to help get us further up into space. We're not going to grab it at this time because the duration is only available to us for 90 days to achieve that. So we're going to come back after we built the rocket, see what we have available, and edit it to reach that. So let's go into the vehicle assembly building and build us a rocket. So as this is loading up, we're going to build basically a two-stage rocket. We're going to have our WAC Corporal on top, and then we're going to have an A4 bottom to that. I'm still kind of debating what kind of engines I want to use, but whether it's the A4 or the RD100. So we are going to go ahead and unlock the A4 guidance unit, and I'll throw away our coupler. We are going to need that. Well, actually, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to unlock these fairings, and let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to place a fairing here, and we're going to change our fairing. The A4 line of rockets is 2.65, so we will come down here to 2.650. There we go. We're also not going to cover the entire rocket. We have that nice pointy top there, so we're going to turn off auto shape, and we're going to make it shorter. So let's go ahead and make it just high enough to cover up the, there we go, 1.8. Okay, then we're going to put our guidance unit on the bottom of that. We're going to go ahead and grab our tanks, make us a 1.65 tank. Ooh, come on. Okay, there we go. I'm also going to make this 2 meters. And we'll go ahead and make these just plain white for now. I'm going to need 2 of those tanks. And let's go ahead and grab us an engine. So we're going to go ahead and unlock the A4 engines. We'll grab this one with the boat tail already attached. Okay. So the A4s are a very interesting line of engine. They use HTP to act as a cooling agent. You can read up a bunch about that. And the same is with the RD100 line of engines as well. I've got to attach that to something so we can look at it. So with the A4 engine, though, you'll notice the RD100s don't come with that HTP, so we have to take that account when you put it into your tanks. The A4s, however, do already have HTP available, and that is enough HTP for the duration of the engine. So this particular A4 can burn for 70 seconds. So what we can do here is we can use one tank. We're going to remove all tanks. We can use one tank for ethanol 75. So let's go ahead and show UI. And and find ethanol 75 right there, and then 1 tank for our liquid oxygen. And so those combined together, we then have all the components we need to launch this rocket. So we still got about another 70 seconds, so we can make these bigger. And right now we're going to make them equally bigger, but we'll do some tuning here in just a minute. So that's 60 seconds. And that's... Okay, 5, 7. Okay. Nope. Okay. Looks like, I'm going to go back down. Looks like the HTP is not quite matched up to that. Okay, yeah, there we go. So at 2.5 meters in length, we have enough ethanol and liquid oxygen to match the HTP that is in this tank. If we wanted to go longer, we could go ahead and copy this tank. Oh, I didn't want all the extras. Yeah, let's do this. And put these down here, and then remove that tank, and then go ahead and add more of each of those items. So that would allow us... Oh, that goofed for us. Let's go ahead and add liquid oxygen, and then ethanol to this tank. So now this will go for that 1:41 because we've added more HTP to keep the engine going. But we don't really need that at this point, so we'll just go with the separated liquid oxygen, ethanol, and then our HTP in the engine itself. Okay. The A4 does also have some of its own fins. These fins also have a little bit of stability and control surfaces, so that is nice. We'll be able to kind of steer our rocket as we're going upward with those fins. And I'm going to go ahead and pull them down just a little bit farther, and then yeah, they're kind of floating out there, so let's move them in a little bit. There, that looks really nice. Really nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and ooh, black, that's kind of nice. Do we have... There's a white one. That'll match our base more. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our tanks, a new rocket. So let's go ahead and tool our tanks. We'll purchase those. And we'll need to tool our fairing and purchase that. It's going to cost us money, but we're going to use this A4 base a lot. And those tank sizes quite a bit. So that's okay. It's money well spent. Go ahead, get a launch clamp on here, put it off to the side here so it doesn't interfere with our engines. Okay, there we go. We miss, oh yeah, we missed tooling this fairing. Okay, still 151 days. Let's see if we missed any other tooling. Nope, looks like it is. And so that's, we need to get some points spent into our vehicle assembly building, so this will go a little bit faster and we can launch it. So let's go ahead and save this as I whack slash A4, and we'll launch it. So that's added to our build list. And let's see what we can do about getting some upgrade points and speeding that up a little bit so it won't take so long. So in the last couple of episodes, we got some science back from our message, and we can spend that in the research and development. So we got 10 points of science. So first stop is going to probably be post-war rocketry for us. That's going to open up the XLR-11. That engine was the first engine that achieved Mach flight for a human. Basically, they strapped a rocket onto a glorified missile-looking airplane, launched it out of a B-29, and achieved Mach 1, and then it landed in a salt bed. It also opened up the A9, which is a theoretical successor. They never built the A9 engines, but had the Germans won the war, they probably would have. The RD 101 engine, that's a Russian engine, I believe, and I believe we used it in the United States as well. And then the Aerobee XASR1 is engine, so that's an improvement on our current WAC Corporal engine. So we're going to spend a point on that. And then the post-war materials, that's going to open up the boat tail adapter, the service module. The service module allows us to take satellite payloads, sounding rocket payloads, and life support supplies. So we really don't need this at this point, but it is one research point, and it allows us to get more upgrade points. Post-war avionics, that's going to open up some better computers for us. Well, not necessarily computers in what we think of as a modern day computer, but it is going to allow us flight control. So also we're not going to do a whole lot of planes, but supersonic planes does open up some nice wings that would be nice for our rockets, the supersonic wings in that. Also, if we want to get a little bit cheaty, it opens up the X1 cockpit, which is capable of being used for transporting people, not necessarily into space, but it will survive. It's a little bit more sturdy cockpit because it is a supersonic cockpit, but in reality it wouldn't be a great ride for you. So we'll go ahead and spend our science points there, and that brings us up to the post-war era. These are not going to be instantaneous. As you've seen there, possibly that there was a little pop-up here, and we're going to look at that again as we spend the 2 points here for early solid rockets, because we want to get the Aerojet and then the separation motor. It's going to take, these are stage 2 now, and that's going to take 153 days. But by clicking on these, we are unlocking points available to us, and so then we can use those points to speed up R&D as well as our vehicle assembly building. So we're going to go ahead. I really don't need the turbojets, but because it's only a 2 cost and we only have 2 science available, I'm going to go ahead and purchase that for the upgrade point. We're probably going to bump this down the list and get early material sciences going, because that will open up tank 2, which gives us a 92% utilization, where currently we're only able to use 88% of our tank. So let's go ahead and leave facilities, and let's spend those upgrade points. So if we go to upgrades now, you'll see that we have 8 points available. I'm going to go ahead and put all of those towards our vehicle assembly building. That's going to allow us to do more rockets quicker, and and then that also give us more missions and more science. Then we can use that more science to unlock more, and then we can speed up our tech and do that. So our first tech is going to be that post-war rockets, followed by our material sciences. I'm going to move. I want to move post-war avionics above material sciences. I want to get that the advanced avionics so that we can control our rockets a little bit better, and we don't just have to hit the space bar and let them fly. So, okay. So now we'll notice it only again went down from 151 days to 48 days, and so that's it for this episode. When we come back, we'll be on the launch pad, ready to launch our first WAC/A4 rocket. Hope you enjoyed it, learning a little bit about history and the stuff that went there, and then all the stuff that goes into the realism overhaul mods. Hope you have a great day.